Welcome back. As you can see, there's been some progress. I've decided to ditch the rear radiator, went with the front mount radiator instead. Made my own end tanks because the measurements on the radiator from Autodoc was, of course, only for the core. So broke the composite end tanks off and made my own. So yeah, some custom mounting brackets to the intercooler, 10-inch fans, more room than usual. I call this car the millimeter car because everything like has millimeters of clearance, like the hood latch. Also had a friend of mine make me a oil filter relocation adapter. Really nice piece. Oil filter will probably be around here in the future. The stock unit has like an heat exchanger, oil cooler. It was hitting the radiator, so no room for it. But that will turn out really nice. Very easy to change the oil filter. Test fitting some coils. Got the exhaust manifold all welded up. Bought a Pulsar 50mm wastegate. I was planning on a smaller wastegate, but the deal on this was just too good to pass up. So yeah, nice unit as well. Looks exactly like my Pulsar, like my Turbo Smart 50mm, like identical. So good rip off by Pulsar there. Yeah. What else have I? Yeah, I got the brakes all mounted up and factory new G60 calipers and caliper carriers. Real nice. Fuel line. This will be a deadhead setup, so no return up here. And before anybody says anything bad about it, I've been running that kind of styles fuel system on that car for years. Never an issue. It's actually beneficial because before I had like the return style on this car, there was the fuel tank got so hot you can barely touch it. After I did the deadhead setup, it stays like room temperature. Maybe a little hotter, but nothing to be worried about. So got this pipe running. It's half-inch AN8 pipe going all the way back, coming out around here somewhere. So the last piece to the fuel tank will be hydraulic hose. So yeah, that's done. Got the rear CV joints up in the lathe, milled them down because I had some clearance issues because they wouldn't spin freely. It was binding up when I was torquing the nut. So yeah, that's all fixed. Made me some custom. I made a slight modification to the steering column so I could fit the Mark II CE2 style, what they're called, ignition switch and everything. So the connectors will just plug straight into the fuse box because that's a CE2 fuse box. Got the dash in trimmed so it fits with the roll cage. What else have I done? Yeah, that was actually, some people made it out to be basically impossible, but it was like cutting off a tab, moving it, welding it back on, bolt on. No problem. The hardest thing was getting this goddamn adapter to release because it was seized, but managed to get it off. Mark II steering wheel. Steering actually works. Yeah, test fitted the seat. Test fitted. It already has the mounts. I just wanted to sit and like make choo-choo noises. Got the fuel tank done. Volvo 525 in-tank pump in here. AN8 feed, AN6 return, stock location fill, stock location ventilation for the fuel tank. Some kind of boat level sensor, I don't know. Something I had laying around. So yeah, that's done. Just waiting on the fuel pressure regulator because I have to make some kind of mount on the fuel tank for it. I want it as one unit. Here's the oil filter relocation adapter. Nice piece, bought from BGP Race here in Sweden. Also these injector extensions because you need them to run the short style injector. These are 1000cc Bosch units. Too short for how they mount, but well, they will fit. I will have to remove some material in the head to make the connectors clear. That's not a problem. Also got all the connectors for the engine harness, also from BGP Race. Really nice company, has basically every connector known to mankind, except these ones. These are Amphenol. I'll call them Deutsch connectors. This is a bulkhead fitting. I'm going to use this for the engine harness. Color coded and pinned connectors, so you can't mix them up. Really nice unit. Will sit on right around here, I believe. Yeah, right around there. So these holes will be removed. There will be one giant hole there instead, but all for the better. I think this will be really nice. I was planning on running something like on this car. I have like this mil-spec type thing, but they are too expensive and not worth the money. I mean, it's a car, it's not a submarine. Will work just fine. What else have I done? Yeah, here's the connectors for the ECU Master Black. Oh, here we can see the more detail of the adapter relocation adapter that my friend made. Really nice. AN10 out. I think these are 1/8. On the top and on the side they are M10 by 1 for sensors. This is the filtered one. So this will be the oil feed for the turbo. I don't know what I'll use this for. Maybe nothing, just block it off. And I also have the Bosch temperature pressure combo sensor that will be mounted, so I'm probably just going to use two of them. So yeah, really nice piece. Oh, and this engine is the new engine for this car. 2.8 bottom end, R32 head. Not really, but this head is actually from a forklift. It's from a company called Linde. They make forklifts with R32 engines. The only difference is that they run on propane, so there are no injector bungs holes. So I don't know how I'm gonna attack that, if we're gonna machine the holes to actually fit the injectors again. It has no like SAE, secondary injection pump, air injection stuff on it, so that's nice. Yeah, nice engine for this. This engine will also be mated to a mk500 transmission that's in pieces over there. What else? I don't think there's much more to update on. I'm going to go to my work now and fabricate the crack pipe, the water pipe that's not available to buy anyway. Sure, there's some guy in England that makes them, but it's not rocket science. I can make one in a lathe. So this week's mission is getting mostly the oil system plumbed up, so I can remove the manifold, remove the lid back there, and start building some oil pressure in this thing. And then we're on to wiring. Wiring shouldn't take that long, but you never know what happens. So my plan is to start this car in the next coming weeks. And I mean start, not drive. I think we're not quite there yet. I have some stuff to figure out, like a rear window. I don't want that bulky plastic thing that's stock on this car. So I think I have to have a custom one made. I need door seals because they turned to shit when I was removing everything to paint the car. Need some wheels. Yeah, and hopefully nothing leaks, but my prediction is that after the first start this engine will come out again, because there's always something wrong that I messed up. I think last summer I was out with the engine like 12 times in that car, but that was because the DQ500 piece of shit transmission. Yeah, well, that's it. Thank you for watching.